If you're wondering how to survive long flights with toddlers, I've been there. Traveling with little ones on an international or cross-country flight can feel impossible, but I'm going to share the exact strategies that worked for my family and for my clients so you can actually enjoy the journey instead of dreading it. Our first long flight with a little one, she was almost a year old, and we flew from the West Coast to the East Coast, and it felt like the most daunting thing ever. But after we've done it a few times with two kids, from babies all the way up until elementary school, it becomes so much easier when we actually have a strategy and we know what we're doing. So, with a little bit of practice, you can do it too. The first step in how to survive a long flight with toddlers is planning ahead. When I used to fly, I would try to find the cheapest flights possible, which usually meant that we were leaving on the first 6 a.m. flight. But leaving at 6 a.m. means that you're getting up at 2 in the morning, and nothing makes a travel day harder than when everyone's exhausted and has woken up in the middle of the night. Find flight times that work for your family, not that are nap specific, but ones that get you to the airport at a normal time, that get you to your destination with a little bit of space. If at all possible, pick your flight times based on what's going to work best for your family, not what's the cheapest. And sometimes that's hard, and you have to take a flight because it'll get you there at the right time. Second is how you choose your seats. We've played around with different configurations in flying, and it also depends on your plane. But what we've found works really well for our family of four is to have three in one row and one parent on the other aisle. If they need to be close to help, they can, but it does give one parent a break while the other one is working with the two kids. And then we switch off so that we don't have to do parenting the whole time. We've done two and two, and that works okay as well. If you keep everybody together and you're not dealing with strangers, usually that is a better way to go. I would say always pay for your seats so that you can sit together. Don't wing it. Don't see if by chance they'll put you together. Paying for your seats, ensuring you get to sit where you want to in the long run is going to make for a much more enjoyable travel experience than if you're really nervous about hoping you get put together. There's lots of thoughts on pre-boarding versus boarding last. And when our kids have been different ages, we've done different things. When they were super little and it just took us a long time to kind of get situated, we would definitely take advantage of the pre-boarding. They're also just super slow getting on the plane. So that just gave us a little bit more time. On days when they're super antsy and we haven't had a lot of time to get energy out, we will board last so that they can be moving around and seated for the least amount of time as possible. So I would try it either way and see what you think. I would take advantage of pre-boarding if they offer it to you. And so you just have a little bit more time, a little bit more space, and you can do that before you're just in there with all the other passengers. We've done several different configurations of these. Sometimes it works better than others, but right now, what works great is having the kids sit close by and one parent getting a little bit of a break. And that's worked really well for us. And we just board when we can, and that works okay for us as well. But we've kind of grown up a little bit out of that, and we've practiced a lot now that we've been on so many flights. Our kids know what to expect, they know what to do, and it makes boarding the plane much easier and our flights much smoother. Another key to how to survive a long flight with toddlers is packing more entertainment than you think you need. There's always the debate about tablets and headphones on a plane. We are in the category on flight days, travel days, they have unlimited iPad time. And we have preloaded it with PBS Kids game app, Khan Academy Kids, and a few shows on Disney Plus. So that's all they have access to. We don't buy them internet on the plane, but as long as we're in the air, they can have their iPads. And I will say that it has changed our travel days and made them so much less stressful. When the kids were smaller, obviously we didn't give them an iPad for the whole entire time, but now they're 5 and 6, and that's what we've done. Once we arrive to our destination, the iPads get put away and they only get brought out for a special occasion. But on our travel days, unlimited iPads. Now, if you're in the camp where you're not okay with that, there are lots of other options that you can do. But just be aware that it's going to make your travel day a lot more work. So be prepared for that, knowing that you're going to have the stress of trying to keep your kid quiet, trying to keep your kid entertained. I usually go to the dollar store and try to find a couple new little toys or a couple new little dolls. We do word searches, we do coloring. You can Pinterest to your heart's content about different things that work. Other alternative to tablets would be like a book on tape, and you could download those onto a tablet and they could listen to an audiobook that's not so visual, reading books out loud. So many snacks. I used to give out snacks as we would go. They'd get a dum dum. We took off, and when we landed, and they'd get a little bit along the way. But now I just give them their bag, and they can eat whatever they want when they want. Wrapping toys for longer stretches. If you've got a super long plane ride and you really want everyone to stay engaged, then wrapping up different things for them to have and to get to open along the flight could work as well. We've tried all of these things for the different ages, and at the end of the day, we'd really come back to tablets are our thing. So you can disagree with me, but I have a much more relaxing trip. And then I get to our destination not feeling completely exhausted, and I'm able to parent better. I'm able to model travel better when I'm not exhausted from trying to entertain the kids and keep them quiet on a 5, 6, 7 hour flight. Honestly, snacks are what save you when you're trying to survive a long flight with toddlers. I do use little suckers with the kids, gives them a chance to suck on things, but otherwise I'm doing snacks that are a little bit slower to eat, that take a little bit longer, that they can munch on, that are healthy, that have protein, and that are going to give them a chance to keep busy a little bit, but also to be full and not feel like they're just hungry the whole time. Make sure you bring your empty water bottles that you can fill up after you go through security, and maybe even think of a sippy cup to put in on the plane because those little cups are so easy to spill. I also always make sure to ask for it to only be half full. The kids do not need a full cup of apple juice, so they can just have a little bit. If they need more later, we can get it for them. There are many times when our travel day has been saved by a good snack, so I make sure that I have ones that work. If you want to survive a long flight with toddlers, comfort is huge. Having a little bit of their nightly routine is going to help their brain know that it's time to sleep. So go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, put on pajamas, tuck them in, and give them a chance to get really comfy in order to sleep. Don't forget blankets and their special loveys or stuffies, and perhaps a small pillow. There is a lot of talk about those boosters that will extend the seat, give kids a chance to stretch out a little bit. You really just need to check with the airline that you're flying because they don't all allow them. And so you want to make sure that the airline you're flying is actually going to allow you to use any sort of extender on the seat. We've done the best with kids just kind of laying across two seats and keeping a seatbelt on them when they do take a nap. Don't stress if they don't sleep as much as you'd hoped. Your whole goal on a travel day is to get to your destination in one piece. So if not everybody sleeps, just know that your first couple days are going to be making the transition to your new location, and that's really going to be the focus of those days. So give everybody a little bit of a break. It's super hard to sleep on a plane, and hope everybody can take a little bit of a nap when they need it. And then part of surviving a long flight with toddlers is just adjusting your expectations. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect at all. So just let that go, send it off like the butterflies. Your goal, again, is to get to your destination in one piece and excited to be there. Keep your strategies, just hold your presence, keep taking your big deep breaths, doing the things that you need to keep yourself calm and fed. You can walk the aisles with kids, keep a calm presence. Again, audiobooks or their favorite music that they can listen to with headphones. And sometimes they're just going to be loud, and it's okay. And there's so many things on Facebook or stories of people not being nice on airplanes, but you know what? They can have a kid-free life, but not a kid-free world. And that's just the way that it is. So have grace for yourself, have grace for your kids. If you know your kid was going to be fussy, I saw this mom that did these little baggies and an apology note for her baby. It was her first flight. So she handed out little treats to everyone around them. And I thought that was such a cute idea. But try to go in with a good sense of humor and a good just way of trying to see it all as a big adventure. And if you pitch that to your kids and your family, and you go into a travel day with that, especially a long one, then you're going to do so much better. My kids have now gotten really good at flying, but the first couple times were rough. We did figure out a strategy that works for us. Now we know what the snacks are, what the activities are, what all of the things are. And this last trip, we didn't even take iPads for everyone. We took one iPad and they shared it. And so that was a huge step for us. And we are moving to those places. But in order to travel, sometimes you just need to do what you need to do to be able to get through it. And so that's my recommendation to you. That's my permission. Do what you need to do to get to your place so that you can have a really great trip together. If you want my free packing list for families, comment pack and I'll send it to you, or DM me on Instagram at the.singing.suitcase and I'd be happy to send it to you. If you're planning your next family trip and that feels so overwhelming, feel free to book a consultation. The link's right below. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more.